Welcome back to ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel. Today, we will dive deep into the latest drama and shocking revelations unfolding in Port Charles on Thursday, May 8th. From buried secrets spilling out to tense confrontations and mysterious missions, the residents of this beloved town are in for emotional roller coasters and unexpected twists. Buckle up as we explore every juicy detail, with fresh perspectives and intriguing new angles on the evolving storylines. Brook Lynn's heartfelt confession to Chase. In a quiet corner of Port Charles, Brook Lynn finds herself wrestling with a heavy heart as she sits down with Harrison Chase for a pivotal conversation. The weight of her past looms large, and she can no longer keep her lips sealed about a significant chapter of her life. Brook Lynn confesses that she recently opened up to Tracy about a deeply personal matter, her teenage pregnancy and the gut-wrenching decision to give her baby up for adoption. With vulnerability in her eyes, she admits to Chase that she felt compelled to share this with Tracy, though she's quick to reassure him that she protected Dante Falconeri's identity in the story. As the words tumble out, Brook Lynn's emotions are palpable. She's torn between relief at unburdening herself and fear of how Chase might perceive her for keeping such a monumental secret for so long. This moment marks a turning point in their relationship. Will Chase offer understanding, or will this confession plant seeds of doubt? A web of confusion and bonfire fallout. Later in the day, Brook Lynn's mind swirls with confusion as she processes updates from Lois about a heated incident involving Dante and Gio. According to Lois, Dante unleashed his frustration on Gio at a recent bonfire, publicly blaming him for an ordeal that left Rocco in distress. Brook Lynn, caught off guard by the intensity of Dante's reaction, bombards Lois with questions. What exactly happened at the gathering? Why is Dante pointing fingers so harshly? As she pieces together snippets of the story, it becomes clear that emotions are running high, and misunderstandings are fueling the fire. Unbeknownst to Brook Lynn, this clash might unearth buried truth. She can't shake the feeling that there's more to Joe's story than meets the eye, especially given Lois's cryptic behavior during the confrontation. Dante and Lois, a tense exchange. Meanwhile, Dante Falconeri finds himself face-to-face with Lois, who seems to have stumbled into a verbal minefield. Unable to stand by while Dante berates Gio, Lois had impulsively hinted that Dante doesn't truly know who Gio is. This peculiar statement leaves Dante reeling, and on Thursday, he presses her to explain herself. His frustration is evident after all. In his eyes, Joe's hesitation to seek help for Rocco during a critical moment was inexcusable. Lois, realizing she's on thin ice, scrambles to cover her tracks. She insists that Gio is a good-hearted young man who made an honest mistake, not a malicious act. She paints a picture of Gio as someone overwhelmed by the situation, pleading with Dante to see beyond his anger. But Dante, still shaken by the threat to his son Rocco, isn't easily swayed. Will Lois's words soften his stance, or has the damage already been done? Lulu steps in as peacemaker. As tempers flare, Lulu Spencer steps into the fraught situation with a calm yet firm presence. She sees Dante's raw fear and anger over Rocco's incident manifesting as unrelenting criticism of Gio. In a heartfelt attempt to ground him, Lulu urges Dante to recognize that he's projecting his terror onto the young man, perhaps even going overboard with threats of arrest. Her words carry weight. Dante's protective instincts as a father are clouding his judgment. Lulu also begins to notice subtle hints dropped by Lois about Joe's origins, and her intuition kicks into overdrive. Could Gio be more connected to Dante than anyone realizes? As Lulu mulls over the possibility that Gio might be Dante and Brook Lynn's long-lost child, she keeps her suspicions close to her chest, knowing that such a revelation could shatter the fragile dynamics of their family. Secrets at the beach, Emma and Jocelyn's intrigue. Shifting gears to the sunlit shores of Port Charles, a seemingly casual beach encounter between Emma and Jocelyn crackles with unspoken tension. Emma, with a secretive glint in her eye, asks Jocelyn if she can keep a confidence. Jocelyn, ever the loyal friend, playfully assures her that her lips are sealed, though internally, she grapples with the constraints of her covert WSB involvement. Emma's request piques curiosity. Is she about to unveil why she's so eager to land a research assistant position under the enigmatic Professor Henry Hank Dalton? Perhaps she stumbled upon unsettling rumors about his work, or maybe her motives are tied to a personal vendetta. Whatever Emma's secret, Jocelyn senses it could complicate her own mission, creating a delicate balancing act between friendship and duty. WSB intrigue, Jocelyn and Vaughn's confidential mission. The plot thickens as Jocelyn joins Vaughn for a clandestine meeting in Brennan's dimly lit office. Brennan, with his trademark intensity, underscores the critical need to keep Emma completely out of the loop regarding their WSB operation targeting Professor Dalton. The stakes are high. Dalton's research, rumored to involve unethical experiments or hidden agendas, could pose a significant threat if exposed prematurely. Brennan lays out new intel, painting a picture of a professor whose charm masks a dangerous ambition. For Jocelyn, the pressure mounts. Maintaining secrecy from Emma, someone she's growing closer to, feels like a betrayal. As the mission details unfold, it's clear that navigating this assignment will test Jocelyn's resolve and loyalty in ways she never anticipated. Gio and Emma, a moment of solace. Back on the beach, Gio reconnects with Emma, his demeanor heavy with the aftermath of Dante's accusations. He opens up about the incident with Rocco, describing how Dante's fury left him feeling vilified and misunderstood. Emma, empathetic to his pain, offers a comforting ear in gentle words of reassurance. She reminds Gio that mistakes don't define a person's worth, drawing from her own experiences of grappling with judgment. Their bond strengthens in this vulnerable moment, hinting at a burgeoning friendship or perhaps something more that could become a lifeline for Gio amidst the storm of family drama. Laura's concern for Rocco at the hospital. At General Hospital, Laura Collins visits her grandson Rocco, her heart aching to understand the turmoil he's endured. Sitting by his bedside, she listens intently as Rocco recounts the events that led to his hospitalization, his young voice tinged with confusion and fear. Laura, ever the nurturing grandmother, offers wisdom and comfort, reminding him that he's surrounded by love and support. She also probes gently for details about Joe's role in the incident, hoping to piece together a clearer picture of what transpired. Her protective instincts flare. Laura is determined to ensure Rocco's safety while advocating for fairness in how blame is assigned. Christina, Rick, and Ava, a tangled web of suspicion. Across town at Alexis Davis's home, Christina Corinthos Davis faces a tense encounter with Rick Lansing and Ava Jerome. The conversation centers on a recent car crash involving Rick, but the air is thick with unspoken accusations. Christina stands her ground, refusing to admit any fault, while Rick and Ava carefully guard their own secrets about a blackmail scheme. Though no confessions are made, the undercurrent of distrust is undeniable. After the duo departs, Christina turns to Alexis with probing questions, sensing there's more to the story than what was said. In a surprising turn, she extends an olive branch to her mother, hoping to mend the fractures caused by past conflicts over legal documents and commitment papers. This gesture of reconciliation hints at Christina's desire for stability, though the looming exposure of Ava and Rick's plot promises to ignite fresh chaos. Next, we will uncover the tangled web of deception and heartbreak surrounding Willow Corinthos and Nina Reeves in Port Charles. As shocking truths bubble to the surface, the fragile bond between mother and daughter faces its toughest test yet. With secrets, betrayals, and devastating consequences at every turn, we're diving deep into the drama with fresh perspectives, invented details, and a closer look at the emotional stakes. Join us as we explore whether forgiveness is even possible after Nina's latest scheme unravels. A shattered trust, Willow's discovery of betrayal. In the heart of Port Charles, Willow Corinthos is reeling from a revelation that has turned her world upside down. The man she loves, Drew Kane, was caught in a compromising situation with a mysterious woman named Jacinda, leaving Willow both furious and heartbroken. Yet, as the dust settles, Willow's intuition tells her something isn't right. She's convinced Drew was not a willing participant in this scandal but rather a victim of a sinister setup. Her mind races with questions. Who could orchestrate such a cruel frame-up? As she pieces together the fragmented clues like Drew's uncharacteristic behavior that night and hazy memories of the evening, she staunchly defends his innocence to anyone who will listen. Unbeknownst to Willow, the true mastermind behind this chaos is none other than her own mother, Nina Reeves, whose desperate measures to sabotage Drew's place in Willow's life have set a catastrophic chain of events in motion. Nina's dangerous game. A mother's desperation. Nina Reeves, driven by a mix of fear and obsession, has crossed a line that may be impossible to return from. In a bid to protect Willow or perhaps to control her, Nina partnered with Portia Robinson to devise a plan to remove Drew from the picture entirely. Their scheme was ruthless: lure Drew into a trap with Jacinda, drug him to impair his judgment, and stage a scene that would shatter Willow's trust in him. Nina's desperation stemmed from a belief that Drew was a toxic influence, hiding secrets that could destroy her daughter's happiness. But in her zeal to save Willow, Nina ignored the potential fallout. What if Drew had lost control completely that night, endangering himself or others in a drugged haze? What if this scandal casts a shadow over Willow's stability as a mother, threatening her custody of her beloved children? As Nina watches from the sidelines, the weight of her actions begins to dawn on her, but it's too late. The damage is done, and the truth is inching closer to exposure. The unraveling, when Nina's role comes to light. For now, Nina remains off Willow's radar as a suspect in this heartbreaking betrayal, but the clock is ticking. Port Charles is a town where secrets rarely stay buried, and Nina's involvement in drugging Drew and orchestrating the Jacinda debacle is bound to surface. When it does, the fallout promises to be explosive. Willow has already fought tooth and nail to forgive Nina for past deceptions, lies about her identity, manipulative tactics, and a history of putting her own needs above her daughter's. Each act of forgiveness was a hard-won battle, rebuilding a fragile trust brick by brick. Now, with this latest stunt, Nina risks demolishing everything they've worked toward. The emotional toll on Willow will be immense. How could her own mother stoop to such depths, playing with her heart and endangering her future? As fans, we can't help but wonder if this betrayal will be the final straw, pushing Willow to sever ties with Nina for good. Drew's own secrets, a double-edged sword. Complicating the narrative further are Drew Kane's own hidden truths, which add layers of complexity to Willow's predicament. Unbeknownst to her, Drew has been far from honest about his past. Whispers of clandestine hookups with Nina herself linger in the shadows, a bombshell that would devastate Willow if revealed. Moreover, Drew's underhanded dealings to keep Willow distanced from Michael Corinthos at the clinic through bribes and subtle manipulations paint him as a man with his own agenda. While these secrets don't excuse Nina's actions, they muddy the waters of Willow's perception. When the full extent of Drew's duplicity comes to light, will Willow feel doubly betrayed, caught between two people who have deceived her in profound ways? The collision of these revelations could leave her questioning not just her relationships but her own judgment, deepening the emotional scars. The custody concern, high stakes for Willow. Beyond the personal heartbreak, Nina's reckless plot carries grave implications for Willow's life as a mother. The scandal surrounding Drew's supposed infidelity, staged though it was, could be weaponized by adversaries seeking to challenge Willow's fitness as a parent. In Port Charles, where family battles often spill into legal arenas, such a public humiliation might jeopardize her custody of her children. Nina, in her short-sighted bid to protect Willow, failed to consider how this chaos could ripple outward, potentially robbing her daughter of the family she holds dear. This unintended consequence adds another layer of resentment. How could a mother's actions, meant to shield, instead place her child in such peril? For Willow, this may be the hardest pill to swallow, fueling a grudge that could linger for years, even if other wounds heal. Missed opportunities, Nina's failure to confess. Reflecting on Nina's choices, it's clear she had countless chances to take a different path. Long before resorting to drastic measures, Nina could have come clean about her past romantic entanglements with Drew, giving Willow the full picture of who he is. An honest conversation might have planted seeds of doubt in Willow's mind organically, allowing her to make informed decisions about her relationship. Instead, Nina chose silence, letting months of deception fester, until her only recourse seemed to be a dangerous plot involving drugs and deceit. This failure to trust Willow with the truth and to respect her autonomy underscores Nina's flaws as a mother. Her actions scream control rather than care, and when Willow learns of this, it may solidify her view of Nina as someone incapable of genuine change. The road to forgiveness, a distant hope. As the ugly truth looms on the horizon, the question of forgiveness hangs heavy over Willow and Nina's relationship. Can a daughter pardon a mother who has repeatedly shattered her trust, this time with potentially life-altering consequences? While Nina's intentions may have been rooted in a twisted form of love, her methods have proven toxic. The added sting of learning about Nina and Drew's past dalliances, if that secret emerges, will only deepen Willow's anguish, making reconciliation feel like a distant dream. Forgiveness might be a possibility far down the road, perhaps after years of soul-searching and amends, but in the immediate aftermath of this revelation, Willow's pain will likely harden into resolve. Nina is headed for a storm of heartache when Willow's vengeful wrath emerges, a consequence of choices she can no longer undo. The fallout awaits in Port Charles. As we await the inevitable clash between Willow and Nina, Port Charles braces for an emotional reckoning. Nina's devious behavior has set the stage for a rift that may never fully mend, while Drew's own secrets threaten to compound the chaos. Willow stands at the center of this maelstrom, her heart and future hanging in the balance. Will she find the strength to navigate these betrayals, or will they fracture her spirit beyond repair? ABC General Hospital spoilers hint at a torrent of anguish and retribution as Nina faces the consequences of her actions, promising viewers a front-row seat to a mother-daughter showdown for the ages. Stay tuned for updates on this gripping saga, because in Port Charles, the truth always comes at a devastating cost. Next, we will delve into the latest developments surrounding beloved alum Kelly Monaco and the series of professional setbacks she seems to be facing. Known for her iconic portrayal of Sam McCall on the long-running ABC soap, Kelly's unexpected departure last summer left fans reeling with questions. Now, whispers of another disappointment, this time involving a much-anticipated podcast venture, have surfaced, adding to the mystery of her career trajectory. Join us as we explore these unfolding events with expanded details, creative insights, and fresh angles on Kelly's journey, while keeping our focus on the core storyline. A shocking exit. Kelly Monaco's departure from General Hospital. For over 2 decades, Kelly Monaco captivated audiences as the fierce and complex Sam McCall on ABC's General Hospital. Her character's emotional depth and thrilling storylines made her a cornerstone of the show, earning her a devoted fanbase. Yet, in a move that stunned viewers and industry insiders alike, Kelly was abruptly let go from her role late last summer. The news hit like a bombshell, leaving loyal fans grappling with a void in Port Charles. What makes this exit even more perplexing is the deafening silence surrounding it. Neither the show's producers nor network executives have offered a shred of clarity about why Kelly was released from her contract. Was it a creative decision, a behind-the-scenes conflict, or something entirely unexpected? Speculation runs rampant, with some whispering about budget cuts or a shift in storyline direction, but without concrete answers, the mystery deepens. Kelly herself has remained tight-lipped, choosing not to address the circumstances of her departure publicly, which only fuels curiosity about what truly transpired in the corridors of ABC Studios. A new venture, the promise of an unfiltered podcast. In the wake of her exit from General Hospital, Kelly Monaco appeared to pivot toward a bold new chapter in her career. Teaming up with her close friend and fellow celebrity Shauna Moakler, Kelly announced an exciting project via a joint Instagram post that sent waves of anticipation through her fanbase. The duo revealed plans to launch a podcast titled With Gritty Allure, promising listeners an insider's look into the glitzy yet cutthroat world of Hollywood. Kelly's own words painted a vivid picture of what was to come: unfiltered, untamed, unapologetic. We're bringing you Hollywood secrets, wild stories, pop culture tea, and real talk. Nothing is off limits. The announcement hinted at raw conversations, perhaps even touching on her cryptic exit from the soap, alongside untold anecdotes from her years in the spotlight. Fans buzzed with excitement, imagining Kelly peeling back the curtain on her experiences, from red carpet triumphs to backstage dramas, with Shauna adding her own unvarnished perspective as a reality TV veteran. This podcast seemed poised to be a platform for Kelly to reclaim her voice and connect with supporters on her own terms after such an unsettling professional upheaval. A stalled dream, no updates on the podcast launch. Months have passed since that tantalizing Instagram tease, yet the airwaves remain silent. No episodes, no trailers, not even a whisper of progress. The absence of updates on the podcast has left fans puzzled and increasingly disheartened. Given the initial enthusiasm Kelly and Shauna expressed, many expected at least a pilot episode or a release date announcement by now. Instead, the project appears to be stuck in limbo, with no confirmation of whether it has been picked up by major streaming platforms like Spotify or Apple Podcasts.